So if y'all ain't familiar with the Hip Hop Fraternity, the Hip Hop Fraternity is a networking organization that we started 5 years ago in Atlanta. He's the man with the brains that came up with this fraternity. He's the founder and the chairman of the board, national leader of this business. This is our first initial official HHF meeting. I brought my brother Chikken in as the vice president because y'all know Chikken. He does a good job with the artists in the area. He does a lot of good work in the community of hip hop. I also brought my man Emmett in as the president of the HHF. Now, we do this so that people can learn how to network with each other, come together, be one, and you know what I'm saying, learn how to communicate with love, peace, and respect. Those are our core words for the movement, is love, peace, and respect. I became a member of the HHF because I've always been about networking and bringing us together. And I felt like, yeah, that's the perfect avenue for us to get together, especially when it comes to this rap thing. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about me as an artist. I never wanted to be signed to a record label. I understood what the big words meant, reciprocation. I understood that they doing something that I don't want to be a part of. I'm from the streets. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to put nothing in me or do nothing to me if I have the right to understand what's going on. A lot of artists, they just jump into situations and they find out later that they jumped into a pile of shit. You feel me? But it'd be too late because now you're all messy. Well, the hip hop fraternity, the call is our culture, our call, which means that we are the ones who created this culture, so we are the ones who need to take control of this culture and say what's hot and what's not. We just seen the situation that happened with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. They was trying to prop Drake up as the Michael Jordan of rap. The guy had a different plan to send Kendrick Lamar in there to crush their building. So, with that being said, we in a new day and age of hip hop. We have the opportunity to now, we know what it's worth. We've seen them folks make a whole lot of money off this music, and we ain't getting no nothing. We ain't getting no crumbs or nothing. You feel me? Well, now it's time for us to take it back. Ken has created an app for the hip hop fraternity that will be coming out real soon. It's gonna be like IG and everything else. Where you can go on there, sign up, network, meet with people, and meet not just me, people like me or yourself, but people who have been in the game, who are a part of this organization. You know, like Ice-T, you know what I'm saying, Rick Ross. A lot of these cats that you looked up to in the hip hop game, whether it was in the past or now, they are connected with this hip hop fraternity thing. If they're not a HHF brother or sister, they're definitely affiliated and close to it because they understand the power of it. We have not only artists, but we have entrepreneurs, we have politicians. It's a think tank so we can get together and create our own system. The Jews and everybody else have their system. We need our system. And I'm gonna let Ken elaborate on more of that because you know he that guy with he got that gift of gab. All y'all know who Ken is, right? You know, formerly known as Pimpin Ken. They still call him Pimpin Ken, but he Pimpin Ken. That's why he Pimpin Ken because he pimping himself these days. But y'all give a round of applause for Ken. First of all, before we get into that, let's go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves first and foremost. We'll start with my man right here.
What's happening, man? It's the one and only Imperial Boy Frazier. My real name is Darnell Frazier, and I'm the owner and CEO of Elite Promotions Minnesota, Imperial Clothing Design Company, and Two-Turn Live Media Company. And what I'm basically doing, man, with this whole situation is I love what's been put together. So what I try to do for the streets, man, and for the people is I try to keep things together on the righteous level. So when I mean two-turn, I mean that as a whole, as a community, we can come together and keep it two-turn. We don't got to keep breaking each other down, especially as Black individuals that's trying to succeed in this world that we're in. So big shout out to Chikken Little, big shout out to the Rap Hustle, big shout out to Camp Crystal, and then big shout out to the one and only. You know what I'm saying? Big Pimpin Ken that stopped through and blessed this knowledge on us, you know what I'm saying? So everybody put listening ear to it. It's just me. I'm in the building once again, Imperial Boy. Follow me on all platforms, Two-Turn Live Minnesota.
All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Doc, aka Lee, owner, operator, Exotic City Vendors, which is a cannabis company. I've been in Denver for like 20 years, and I was there when they had when they launched the recreational cannabis and all of that, right? And I watched a lot of people become millionaires, like just being involved in the cannabis. But a lot of them didn't look like us. A lot of them did not look like us. So I know to get ahead of the game, we got ahead of the game. We started before before it's launched all the way, and we're at the ground level of it. So just want to get some equity in this industry. So yeah, Exotic City Vendors, Exotic City 420 is my Instagram.
When you artists want to step up, introduce yourself real quick. Yes, sir. Got a lot of love in the building, man. I love seeing your faces, man. And how everybody doing today, man?
Well, I'm SMB Ken Reek, man. Sacrifice Major Business Ken Reek. I'm from Alton, Illinois, down south, right off the side of East St. Louis area. I've been on the road doing a lot of selling merch for my upcoming project I got coming out called Expensive Drink. We're working on that. Shout out to Chikken Little for putting a lot of hard work behind me for the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? The first time I met this guy, the second week, no later, like we went out of town. We was going to stuff from there, so.
That's what's up, man. Let's get it. Who's next up? Get your names out there, man. It's networking in the building at its finest.
What's going on, everybody? What up, though, man? What up? What's your boy? My name MNB Benji. Coming from MNB Movement. That's my brand, stand for Mind, Money, and Blood. Coming up here from Detroit, Michigan. I've been rapping for about like 3 years now. Shout out to my boy Chikken Little. He one who discovered me up here in Minnesota. Rapping up that country. And I've just been doing my thing up here ever since, man. Ain't been no looking back. I've been doing my thing, my other hustles, my other skills, my entrepreneurship. Without, what I'm saying, thankful for this man right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually showed me, like, how to build a fan base around me. And actually showed me how to take the music serious and actually grow with it. And, you know what I'm saying? Use my skills and actually get people to actually like me for who I am. So thanks for that, bro.
Yes, sir. Next artist up. I love it, man.
How y'all doing? I go by the name Big Boski. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I've been in Minneapolis for about 4 years. Been rocking with Chikken Little in the camp. We've been going crazy. Shout out Benji. Shout out everybody that's here today. We really doing something for Minnesota. A little bit about me. I got my own clothing brand called The Wonderful Clothing Company. I model, I rap, I basically try to do everything I can to my ability. So, I appreciate meeting Chikken, meeting Rico the plug, man. Appreciate being here, man. I feel like there's some good energy. I feel like we're really gonna do some real good things in Minnesota, man. Y'all can follow me, Real Bold Music, on all platforms, Real Bold Music all around. And, that's pretty much it, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What up, though? My name is Pico. I'm born, raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Silver spoon in my mouth with a pad at the end. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate what we're doing. I have a brand called Mind Over Matter. It's basically a lifestyle brand through clothes, accessories, media. I need to be the plug, but I basically am the socket. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's a very beautiful opportunity. What you do frequently determines your frequency. So step that shit up. Love.
Yes, sir. That was beautiful. That was amazing right there.
And hey, how you guys doing? I'm Mary Lemon. I'm a jack of many trades, but today we're going to be talking about funding. How you guys get the funding to do what you guys need to do in your music field or with your beats or whatever you're doing for your business. I'm the person that you want to network with, get with. I got all the steps for you guys, and I'm here to share this information and this knowledge. So get with me. And remember LW Enterprise.
Yes, beautiful, amazing. Anybody else in the building? Yeah, let's go.
What's up? Shoot, my name is Brandon. I used to go by a rap name B Rice. I've been rapping for like 14 years now. I used to take it serious back in my younger days, and then life just got real. I stopped rapping. I've known Chikken. He my real brother. Like before any of his music stuff, like that's my real brother. Like for real, I got so much love for him. You know that I'm an entertainer, man. I got to get the gap too, for real. Like I do everything. Like I'm a street team. Like you want your merch out on the street, the streets will let you know if it's hot or not. And I'm the one to bring it to the streets. I'm the in between the music and the streets because I'm still active in the streets. In a good way, but still out there trying to do the right thing every day. But there's a plug, a socket, and I'm the connection. I'll put you in the car.
Nice. That's what's up. Round of applause for that man right there, man. All right, let's welcome Chikken Little, the one and only.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? Can I get a round of applause for yourselves? Can you get some noise in here? All right, so I'm gonna just go from the beginning. I started out being somebody that just took care of my brothers, always got my brothers back. Naturally, that's how I grew up. So I continue to just have that be the DNA of my brand. When I tapped in with HHF out in Atlanta, I brought Carson out there. It was my first year kind of putting this Camp Crystal thing on the floor and kind of letting artists know there's a bridge between being an artist and a businessman and then just a walking brand because your skin has melody. And as much as you don't know, they're going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to direct it right. You got to put it in a niche that makes somebody say, you're not just them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, that's what we do musically. That's what we do when we drop merch. That's what we do when we come together and just say, hey, if everybody throw $20 in, we're going to get to Milwaukee and do a show that's just like Red Sea, but it's Milwaukee. You know what I mean? And to go those few extra miles to move as a unit, you build camaraderie, you build the confidence to jump on features with people because now you can see they're serious about investing in that time. Like y'all see, a lot of the artists I personally work with are from out of the city because I'm bringing them here to say, hey, I'm opening these doors because I have the ability to. Now I've stretched my arms to Atlanta, I've stretched my arms to Chicago. Rico has opened up a bunch of things for me. I also have to shout out Drama G. You know, there's people here who've been watching me over the years and they say, all right, Chikken, you're growing. Every artist has got their head nod from the DJs in my city to be like, Chikken, they're good enough to keep pushing. There's artists that I had to filter out because they don't have the discipline. They're not ready. Or I have these artists say, hey, Chikken, you're spending too much time on them and they not putting in as much work as us. I got to give a big shout out to Nike. He's now my son's goddad because we have turned this into a family. Just saying, we're not wasting years just playing music. We're being black. We're being everything the community needs. And it keeps me out of jail to continue to let brothers know there's another way to move. I met this brother. He was into it with his pops, S&B Ken Rico. They had their own family issues. He still wanted to chase his dreams. He had a little bit of money he had. I put him in a budget that mattered. And like he said, in 2 weeks we jumped on the road and his Instagrams and Facebook went up first with family members saying, hey, we thought you was out there bullshit. And he kept on his path. He ran into somebody and he believed what I said. So I appreciate all y'all for believing in me, believing in what's going on. And I like being attached to what's being seen and here right now with HHF. Being a branch vice president, I'm definitely going to amplify my professionalism because I do move kind of like the incognito brother behind the scenes. But now I do want to put my face out there more in a way that can respect what y'all have started, give you guys a whole lot more sponsorship, like she said, the ability to create revenue, and get around people who speak that language. If you're around broke, you're going to stay broke. If you're around people who only do open mics, you're only going to do open mics. You know what I'm saying? So if we can go bigger and go better, I think HHF definitely has the platform for it. So I appreciate y'all being here. Big shout out to my man who keeps the music rocking. But let's turn up, let's have a good night, and let's let the man Pimpin Ken do his thing. Let's get a round of applause for Pimpin Ken again, y'all, please. Thank y'all. Do his thing.
First of all, thanks everybody for coming, participating, being here, waking up in the morning, having a good day, putting a positive energy and positive vibe into the world. You could have been anywhere, you're right here, and that's the reason the universe has you. There's a reason. My reason, I'm not an artist, I'm not musically inclined, but I do have the ability to help people. I believe I'm in your life, we met each other, I met you to help you with something. And that's what I'm gonna end up doing as the president of HHF. I will help every individual that needs that help. I'm not an artist. I leave that up to Rico, I leave that up to Chicken, I leave that up to the people that are experienced in the music industry. So my focus is for the people that don't have that artistry. I have the skills to connect with people, I have the skills to have other people connect with us. And that's what I wanna help each other with. I'm not gonna kid with you. When it's time to be an adult, we're gonna do adult things. It's about adulting and showing the kids how and we provide their success. So my thing is, I'm part of Check Yourself Health and Wellness. Shout out to Mama Shy, shout out to TCL, this High School for Important Artists.
Yeah.
They're pillars. There's many pillars in the community, but they helped me get a high school diploma. I'm always gonna stand on that.
Yeah.
And we're steady giving out more urban kids high school diplomas.
Yeah.
So, CYC, check yourself. That's about health and wellness. We want to make sure everybody practice safer sex. Our kids need to practice safer sex. Sex ed is not taught, and sex is one of the main topics in our culture. So we need to show them how to do it correctly and safely, because that's going to affect their lives and relationships, health, and their mind state of how they think and interact with other people, boundaries, things like that. And overall, like I said, my focus is to take us to the next level. I feel like this Minnesota, we just burnt down. We just went through George Floyd, we went through riots, we went through COVID, we went through a hell of a lot. This is the redevelopment stage. We are at the point where we get to create our culture, our town. We know what we didn't know back then, we know now. We have experienced people, we have elders, we have OGs, triple OGs that's trickling the game down to us, giving us the game now. So I tell people a lot, you might have to relearn quick and adapt even faster. Because we're at that point right now. We're at that point. Rebranding is always good. Sometimes you hit that. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Take everything that you can use and take it with you to the next level. If it didn't work, let it stay there and let somebody else work on it. Let somebody else give it a try. So with that being said though, I really appreciate everybody that's a part of this culture, a part of this movement. And I wanna say I love y'all, man. That's one thing you're gonna hear me do. I love y'all. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Hey. Now with that being said, I would like to Emmett Hutchinson, okay. So my name is Emmett Hutchinson, Executive E. I'm from Liberia, I'm West African. My descendants are American, my grandfather and grandparents are from America, but my mom and dad and the rest of our family are from Liberia and Monrovia. You can find me on Facebook, Emmett Hutchinson. That's something I'm proud of, it's my name, our title. I try to tell our people, man, be proud of your name. You know, having an alias and everything that works, but your name is how people remember you. There's not too many Emmett Hutchinsons that look like me. So I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for coming out. So what I want to do, I'm excited. I remember Mr. Ivory from DVDs, Mr. Ivy from DVDs and VHSs, and gave us a lot of game. It had me rewinding and going back and all types of things. And that's just the experience, like being able, there it goes. Look, it was an era. And one thing he did, he survived that era successfully. He's one of the successful, when you talk about moguls in the industry, in the eras, Mr. Ivy is one of the moguls. He was in his own lane, created created his own brand. It was just like he took it to media. One of the first ones to take it to media and put it in our face. So I'm one of the ones that I love learning from our elders. I didn't go to college to learn these things, like a lot of us, man. We learn from actual experience, win, lose, or draw, and then we figure it out the next time. So I'm very excited of a person that's been winning more than he's been losing. I'd like to introduce our president, our CEO and founder, Mr. Ken Hutchinson.
Thank you. Man, y'all all got interesting stories, man. I appreciate all y'all for coming tonight. It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to be able to, be in Minnesota, Minneapolis, whatever they call it. I know y'all got so many different names. Same ball. So it's a pleasure to be here. But I want to talk about 4 simple things, One is sustainability. Second is scalability. Then I want to talk about profitability. And then to have all those, you got to have repeatability. So you got to repeat all the things that I just said. So when we talk about scalability in reference to the hip hop fraternity, we actually started about 6 years ago, going on 6 years, and we started an environment just like this, in my clubhouse, Atlanta, Buckhead. And Rico was one of our first members. And we had to figure out early on in the stage of the game was how are we going to remain sustainable? How are we going to take this to the next level? And me being the visionary, I know that being a visionary is one of 2 crucial things that you have to do. You have to get people to follow the vision. So you can have a vision, but if don't nobody follow the vision, then that vision is worth nothing. And God gives you the vision. So when God gave me the vision, he didn't give me the plans. So imagine, you get dropped off in the middle of St. Paul, and they tell you to make it to Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? Which way did I go? Did I take university? Did I take 35? How I get to Minneapolis? Well, that's what it was for me. But God also know who you are before you make that move. See, the steps of a good man are ordered by God. And see, you ain't gonna have a major breakthrough until you until it's perceived by a major fall through. So in the beginning, there was a lot of things in the hip hop fraternity that didn't work. There was a lot of people that didn't believe in this movement. It's a lot of people that demonized, discredited us, and destroyed us. But when we understood that persistence wear down resistance, that we had to sustain, we had to remain, we had to keep on going. Because the winner never quit, the quitter never win. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get into something, no matter what someone tells you, you can't allow them to change your course. You got to stay on that trajectory. You got to stay on that level of winning. And like I said, persistence wear down resistance. So all of the resistance we received was nothing compared to the persistence that we gave. So we fought through it all. So knowing why God gave me the vision, it was because my son, some of y'all might know my son, and some of y'all might have seen my son on some of the talk shows with me. Well, my son, Supreme, I sent him to college down in Atlanta for music school. When he got down there, everybody was running game. Now, I'm a game master. I'm a gameologist. My son don't know his game, but I know his game. I said, bro, listen, man, they run the game, man. Because every time he called me, he wanted more money to do a showcase. I said, bro, this is crazy. So the idea came to my mind. And so I said, I'm going to move down to Atlanta. So I had a clothing store and a little kind of dispensary type thing going on in Dallas. So I closed all that. I shut it down abruptly. And I went down to Atlanta on faith. And I got with one of the biggest DJs, DJ Puncher, and Player Puncher. And I said, say, man, we need to get this movement started. And so Puncher said, cool. So when we got it, I said, man, the best way, because of my name, Pimpin Ken, everybody gonna think I'm running the game. The best way to run this organization is with no game. So I run no game. We gave free food. We let them perform for free.
We let them park for free. We let them in for free. We had absolutely no game. So everybody was trying to peep the game. When is his game? And they couldn't peep the game. So a lot of people, they were trying to figure out what's the move? But it wasn't no game. It was just straight love, peace, and respect that I had for my brothers and my sisters and all the people that couldn't perform. I thought about my son. I said, well, let them perform for free. After we built the infrastructure, we started letting them perform for free. Let's feed them for free and let's let them get in for free. And that kept in the back of my mind that my son was being taxed, to perform. I said, what if the next Michael Jackson, the next Prince is coming up out of this thing? I said, what if the next Lil Wayne, the next Tupac is actually going to come out the hip hop fraternity? So we created our own little Apollo/American Idol. So when we let y'all in here for free, we actually looking for talent. We actually trying to see what you got and what you about. Can we leverage that talent? Can we hook you up with the right people? Because I knew, a lot of people didn't know, that I had already been on 80 million records sold. I done did albums with 50 Cent, Nelly, Too Short, E40, 5 albums with Pimp C. I did, 5 albums with Pastor Troy. I was already in the system. So I knew people in the system. I just signed Boosie to a book deal. I signed Ice-T to a book deal. So I was signing people. I was making my mobile moves already back then, but I was trying to figure out how do we bring all this thing together under the auspices of hip hop. So some of the first artists that we worked with, we took them over there to certain artists. I don't want to say no name because I don't want people to think I'm throwing them on the bus, and they didn't work. Because they thought that music was a graduational process. They thought, well, we give them Pimpin Ken, we leave Pimpin Ken take us over to the next artist, then we're going to leave Pimpin Ken and graduate to him. And I didn't know nothing about that. So those were the first 2 years of the hip hop fraternity. But we had to stay sustained. We had to be sustainable. So we had to weather that storm. We had a lot of good artists that we had built up. Had them popping with all the DJs in the club. Had them on all the talk shows. We was putting them on right there, big facts. We got one artist that was on there with us. You know what I'm saying? 1 million people seen him on there. But he chose to go a different path. But we weren't tripping though. We weren't tripping on the brother. We were just trying to show him that you can't make it being signed to another artist. Because the artist, if you sign with another artist, and the artist get a beat from Dr. Dre, who you think gonna take that beat? He gonna take it over you. So that's counterproductive. So we had to go through all of that. And then, we finally got serious. And I realized that, I said, look, and for us to be sustainable, and for us to be scalable, I'm gonna have to get back out there. Now I'm 61 years old now. So imagine me, I have to get back out there and get on Breakfast Club, Drink Champs, Big Facts, 85 South. I had to go do all that again. I did that my whole career. So I had to go back and be a celebrity again in order to build a hip hop fraternity and be able to spread the word, to be sustainable and to scale to the next level. Because if you start something in Atlanta, that's cool, but you're just a regional organization. We want to be a national organization. We want to expand to Minnesota. To expand to Minnesota, we have to be present on major and different platforms. And that's why y'all see me so far, doing so many different interviews and got Goldie, Young Goldie, and all the little players, and we got the Pimp versus the Trick, all type of gimmicks, all type of stratagems in order to get the hip hop fraternity to that next level. Now we're scalable. Now we're in 38 states. So we didn't scale and we repeated ourselves and we replicated ourselves from Atlanta to now we're in all. You think y'all got something going on? Go to one of the meetings in Harlem, New York. They got 200 people or more on their meetings because that's how far we can scale. But when we first started, it was like that. So now that we became scalable and we got in 38 states, the next thing is to become profitable. So what I did was I formed a C corporation. A C corporation is a little bit different than an LLC or a partnership or proprietorship. It's a corporation where it allows you to have other corporations up under it, which is called subsidiaries. So we knew that we had to diversify and we had to be vertical. Vertical meaning that we had to have different verticals, different aspects of that company, and that vertical had to be vertically integrated. And we had to be diversified across multiple platforms. So we knew that we had to form different levels of business. So to be proper, we formed HHF Magazine, we formed HHF Awards, we formed HHF Clothing, Apparel, we formed HHF Films, which we got a movie coming out with Boosie. We got a movie coming out with P40, my man Ice-T, and Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross, and myself. And we got a movie coming out with my man Pimp C, Who Killed Pimp C. So, you know what I'm saying? We got 5 movies in production already done practically, right? So that's how we become profitable. And then we had an encounter, remember I said you have a major breakthrough before you have a major fall through? So after we had built our website up to 30,000 members, lo and behold, the site that was hosting our website, it went dead. It went dead. But persistence were now resistance, right? Remember that? So we had to keep going. So what we did was we was able to negotiate with one of our members who works with Apple and all these companies. And we gave him a very lucrative a deal where he was able to build from scratch over 31,000 lines of coding our new social media site. Go back to profitability, right? Now, what does that mean? That means we become an ad-based company. If you look at Amazon back in the day, you think Amazon was selling books. But what Amazon was doing, they was tracking your behavior. They was collecting your data. It's called digital real estate. Mark Zuckerberg collects your data. That's called digital real estate. Facebook do the same thing. Google been doing it. Every time you get your email, they got access to your information. So we understood that. So we understood that we had to create a system, which is a social media site that does everything that Facebook, IG do, where we can collect data. So we give y'all free service in exchange for data, which everybody else do. Now we can use that data to help you sell music. So when we get up to 1 million followers, all we gotta do is put your song or your music on that platform, which is owned by HHF, Hip Hop Fraternity, and you can sell more music. You can sell millions of dollars worth of music because we control the narrative and we control, the information. And we got the data. So that was one of the other things that we had to do. So we constantly thinking about vertical integration. We're constantly thinking about the business. How do we make money? The award shows, we do pretty well on the award show. We get big sponsors every year. We making money. So what we want to do with that money is we want to take that money and get it to a certain level where we got $3 to $4 million or better in the bank. Then we could take that and we can go deal with a venture capital firm. We can show them that we have all these verticals, we have all these different diversifications, diversified business entities, and we can ask for more money. Y'all remember Cash Money Records? Master P? They all got paid, E40, Too Short, they got paid off of what? Mixtapes. We got a whole ecosystem. We got a whole enterprise that covers everything hip hop. If hip hop ever had a buffet, it's Hip Hop Fraternity. We the buffet of hip hop. We got everything. Magazines. We got clothing lines. We got movies. We got literary agency. Boosie and Ice-T signed us through the hip hop literary agency to the biggest companies in the world. Publishing companies, Simon & Schuster. And this is what this movie is about. It tells you all about that. Rico in this too, he's in here too. So, that's what we're doing. So we created all these entities to make money. And that's what we want to teach all of you. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand financial literacy. So we also have our own curriculum. So when you join our social media site, we have one link over there where we teach you about cryptology. We teach you about the blockchain, ASCAP, BMI, TuneCore, NFTs, NFCs, all these things that you have to understand. Me being a manager, because Mike Fresh, y'all know Mike Fresh, throw that ass in the circle. Well, he's one of our members at the Hip Hop Fraternity. He signed to me. So put together contracts with him and Boosie, all these people that signed to me, I had to teach a lot of people what a contract is. Everybody that I ever talked to, you know what they ask me about? The compensation. You know what I tell them about? Fuck the compensation, let's talk about the obligations. What do they want you to do for this money? And I think that that's the biggest problem in the hip hop community is a lot of brothers is thinking about the money. And then they got these other people that y'all don't know who they are, but they're coming to you, they give you $750,000 cash on camera, and you assign that deal because you ain't never seen that kind of money. They don't talk about no escalation clause, no de-escalation clause, and that's the biggest mistake that a lot of brothers making today. They're making these bad deals. So with the hip hop fraternity, we give you a laundry list of all the things you should and should not do. We teach you about the business. We teach you about contracts. We teach you about trademarks. We teach you about, patents and stuff like that. You know, how to go and do your own clothing line. All that we teach if you're a member of the hip hop fraternity is for free. And then another thing we talk about profitability is HHF gift card. So as we launch the social media site, which everybody can join, we got millions of people all over the world joining. We also want to have the HHF gift cards, like a Starbucks gift card, Subway gift card. We have the gift card that allow us to do crowdfunding without the necessary restrictions of the SEC or the FDIC, the banking, the people, like the regulation people. So we basically, going to do that. That allows us to take capital and invest in real estate, invest in other things that eventually invest in y'all. So all the money that we're going to make, all of the things that we're creating, all these business models that we're creating, so we don't have to go to Universal Records. We don't have to go to Columbia Records. We don't have to go to Def Jam. We don't have to go to Sony Music. And we can pick artists that Rico say, hey, this is the hottest dude in Minnesota. Now we can take, $250,000, which takes which would cost to put an artist out right now. We can take $250,000, put that artist out in Minnesota. He gets on the concert. He in the stadium, 300,000, 100,000 people. He got an HHF jacket on. He telling the whole people to join HHF. What he doing? He's sending them over to what? The social media site. Once they get up to social media site, what they do? They become a member. Now we need to lock them in. And we're doing this around the world. Now we create our own system, which is what they're doing in Africa. That's what the brother Ibrahim Traore doing in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're creating their own system. They understand that with this here, what we got is black gold. Y'all are black gold and black oil. I mean, literally. Because think about it. Eminem tried it. Vanilla Ice tried it. The Beastie Boys tried it. And guess what? That's only 3 of them, right? But if you look at hip hop for what it's worth, every day you're getting a little baby, every day you're getting a little dirt, you're getting somebody from Minnesota, Chicken, you get Chicken, my homeboy from Milwaukee, Chicken P, you know what I'm saying? You get 42 dubs, and it's always in the ghetto. So what do that mean? We're creating the black oil. Ken, why do you say it's black oil? Because it's the only thing in the history of the black community that have created 5 billionaires. There's no other sector that have created that many billionaires. Jay-Z, Kanye, Dr. Dre, y'all know the rest. Puffy, y'all know who they are. They talk about them all the time. So what do that mean? That means that hip hop is the new Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street, the GDP of Black Wall Street, means the gross national product of Wall Street was $2.5 billion. 2.5 billion. Jay-Z is worth 2.5 billion. He worth the entire GDP of Black Wall Street. How did he get there? Hip hop. Is the money in the music? No. Where's the money at? Where's the money at? In the products. HHF magazine, HHF radio, HHF clothing. That's what we want to teach the brothers. Your music is so powerful that they listen to it in Singapore. They listen to it in Africa. They're listening to it all over the world. It can't be stopped. It's so good. Your music's so good. Your president and mine, Donald Trump, our president, we our president, whether we want to accept it or not, and Snoop Dogg and Rick Ross performing as his inauguration. Hip hop is so powerful that Snoop Dogg hosted what? The Olympics this year. Your music is so powerful that Kendrick Lamar broke Prince, Michael Jackson, Madonna, name it, everybody's record at the Super Bowl. Broke the record. We're talking about superstars. Michael Jackson. So that's what y'all got to understand. Y'all are black gold and black oil. So how do y'all monetize that? Well, we got to get with all the monetizing systems. We got to be a think tank. We got to come together. We got to compare notes. I remember I was listening to Master P and an interview with Master P and the P Diddy. And they was talking about Universal. And so Universal flew all of the moguls to Vegas. And when they flew them to Vegas, Master P asked, P Diddy said, man, how much you pay for this flight? He said, 30,000. How much you pay for the flight? They said, how do you both pay 30,000 for the same flight? They was able to compare their notes. But if you don't know, when you go to a concert or you go to the BET Awards, the record label is using your money in order to make their money. They're using your money and charging you to be at these different events, and they charge everybody the same charge. So if all of us was at the BET Awards, we would all artists of the Universal, we all be charged $100,000 a piece for the same thing. That's how clever it is. That's how manipulative those contracts is. The word master and slave is in the contract. The record label give you 15% royalty, and they keep 85%. They give you a 50% production bill, meaning that you got to pay 50% for the video. Guess how much you have to, how many records you got to sell at 15% royalty to pay $500,000 because the video costs $1 million. You forever in debt. But at the Hip Hop Fraternity, what we're going to teach you is how to bypass that. We're going to teach you how to read a contract. We're going to teach you how to start your own clothing line. We're going to teach you how to be scalable as you're going up the ladder in your music. As your music selling all over the world, we're going to teach you how to get charted on Billboard. It's a way to get charted on Billboard. If all y'all come collectively together in every state, guess what? And we all on the same social media site. If Rico put an album out, if we all buy it, if 10% of 1 million people buy it, he goes to the Billboard charts. We can actually control the Billboard charts just by having those many people in our ecosystem. So that's what the Hip Hop Fraternity is about. It's not just about us screaming HHF and a bunch of brothers and sisters coming together. No, it's a play for our independence, for our autonomy, for us to control our mineral. Our mineral is hip hop. That's the only thing the black man got in America that we created that we can say that's ours. For real, for real. And thank God for the fourth industrial revolution, which is the internet. And with this internet, there's no way that we can't profit. Did y'all hear what I said? I created my own app. 31,000 hours of coding. So 31,000 lines of coding. So what do that mean? That means that we don't, hey, what's up, Dan? That means that we don't have to worry about Instagram no more. We don't have to worry about Facebook. We got our own. So and it's so smooth. Like if y'all set up, whoever y'all CEO is in Minnesota, he can sign up on the app. It's going to say CEO, whoever the CEO is in Minnesota, is going to be Rico. And then all y'all be up under that chapter. So when y'all want to go see what's popping in Minnesota, all y'all got to do is go to the app and type in Minnesota. And y'all can see each other. Y'all can follow each other and communicate. Say, well, man, you know what? I know all these brothers in Minnesota. Let me go to Atlanta, see what's popping. And they'll tell you who that is, and that's how it's structured. If you want to buy a jacket, you can buy a jacket on there as well. And if you have a clothing line, and you say, yeah, hey, we want to work in partnership with Hip Hop Fraternity, we want to create some wealth for our children, then you can create a partnership with Hip Hop Fraternity, and we can put your clothing line on our store. And then tell y'all about the jackets too, because I know I don't want to talk too long. I don't know how much I got. As long as you need. Okay. So on the jackets, here's the good thing about the jacket. A lot of people don't know this. See, we play chess. We don't play chess. Every move we make is 10 steps ahead. The things that we doing that y'all seeing today, we talked about it, what, 5 years ago? We talked about y'all being here in this capacity 5 years ago. Believe it or not, that's how far we think. And we don't never let nobody know what I write in. See, listen, man, let me tell y'all something, man. No, don't never tell your opponent in chess your next 5 moves. That's asinine. Don't think about checkmate. Checkmate is mean you won that game. If you really want to win, and HHF really want to win, we don't want to checkmate our partner. We want to leave our opponents with no other moves to make. So we got to cover every aspect. The clothing, we got the magazine. Who was this? He talked about it earlier. Emmett talked about it earlier. Let me tell y'all something. There's 4 sectors of power, and I'm gonna conclude on this. The first sector is Washington, D.C. Our Jewish brothers have 85% of the lobbyists organization that's in Washington, D.C. And Chuck Schumer is also one of our Jewish brothers. They're heavily connected in politics. That's one sector of power. Hip Hop Fraternity has been blessed to send our youngest member, King Moore, to the White House. We have the HHF Political Action Committee. Our CEO of this company, the national CEO, is James C.B. Gray. He's a former member, Vice President of Al Sharpton politics. He just won an election and whatever. We just had the mayor of Atlanta at our last awards. The senator of New York gave us a proclamation. So we into politics as well. So we want successfully include. The second one is Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, you got to understand that Mark Zuckerberg is one of our Jewish brothers. The brothers that own Google is our Jewish brothers. The brother that own Michael Dell, that own Dell Computer, is a Jew. That's Silicon Valley, that's tech. That's why we created our own app. So we want to be in tech as well. Then you got to look at Wall Street. So Blackstone, the owner of Blackstone is $12 trillion, is a Jewish brother. The owner of BlackRock is a Jewish brother. The Rothschilds are all Jewish brothers. This is one of the other pillars, Wall Street. They control Wall Street. And all of us as kids heard Minister Farrakhan and everybody talk about how our Jewish brothers is in Hollywood. So we created HHF Films, HHF Magazine, HHF Radio. So we want to control media as well. So we're not playing. We're serious about this whole thing. We're trying to make sure that we create intergenerational wealth for you and your children. When I was a young man, I wanted to be a hustler, a player, a pimp. And I spent 30 years of my life, and I created a legacy. Then after I made all that money and I seen millions of dollars in I hustled, then I had a epiphany. I woke up. I said, now I want to create a dynasty. So my last 30 years has been about creating a dynasty. So my children's children could be okay. So we can form trust in different corporations. I always tell brothers, I said, brother, please don't tell me about no LLC. I couldn't tell me about the LLC. They say, why? I got an LLC. I said, brother, the reason why I don't like LLCs personally, I said, because the woman came up to me and she was fine as wine in the summertime. And she had a body out this world, looked like a Coca-Cola bottle. And she just had the complexion for the connection. She said, Ken, I love you so much. I want to be your girl, but I'm the LLC. What you mean, baby? I'm limited. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want anything that's limited. And the bank don't want nothing limited either. So you want to learn business. Business is economic mastery. It's about understanding how to communicate in the corporate setting. Understand how business is really transferred and what money really is. Nobody got $1 billion in their basement. Don't believe that bull. Nobody got $1 billion ain't gonna put decimals on the computer. We got to learn how to control those decimals. We got to learn how to transfer those decimals to each other and create wealth on a multiple level, on a national level. So I always tell brothers, get you a C corporation. And that's what Hip Hop Fraternity HHF Media Group is, because we don't own it. I don't own the corporation. I'm just one of the controllers of the organization. So as long as we understand that, and we understand how to move, we can never be sued.
It takes a team to do that, don't it?
Yeah, that's what we got. Team. We got this. This is going all over around the world. This is the Hip Hop Fraternity. We had the team. So now when I do business, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see all my jewelry, the HHF jewelry. Well, I don't have to report that as mine. My jewelry don't belong to me. That's Hip Hop Fraternity jewelry. That's why I got HHF on it. You know, I don't have regular insurance like y'all. I got commercial insurance because that 560 is owned by Hip Hop Fraternity, HHF Media. And this is what we want to teach y'all. Y'all can buy all this fancy jewelry. Y'all can do all this stuff, but you never want to receive money. Because once you receive money, it's called capital gains. And you got to pay taxes on capital gains. You want to form a trust. You know, and all y'all probably already know how to do that, because the trust allows you to protect the money and pass it on to your children. And that way you ain't got to go through probate court. I got 80 acres of land down in Mississippi, the Ivy family. And we catching hell because it's in probate court. We arguing about who get what. So that's why you want to form a trust. It's just basic things that I'm trying to show y'all, you know, the reason why, you know, y'all want to be a part of Hip Hop Fraternity, because you're going to learn different skills and different skill sets. And this is baby knowledge. If you sit down with me for a couple hours, I can explain it to you. Rico get it all the time. We chop it up. So I just want to get y'all, just to let y'all know, we just not no organization or no brothers running around here. And we got everybody. We got Crips, Bloods, GD, Vice Lords, everybody a part of the Hip Hop Fraternity. It's a video on Facebook right now. Man, we had so many Bloods and Crips in there, you know, loving on each other that it went viral. Everybody was like, what? This was 5 years ago when we first started. Now the brother that's in LA, he's a Crip brother. He's Nutty Block, but his COO is a brother that's from 30. Two different Crips that, you know, be doing their own thing. But both of them brothers came together under auspices of Hip Hop Fraternity. Now they reaching out to the Blood brothers. You know, we got a lot of Boogeyman. He's the gangster disciple. You know what I'm saying? Our brother, may rest in peace, Cash, he was a Vice Lord. They kicked it every day, just like brother. And that's what Hip Hop Fraternity does. It brings us together because we all love music. We got a commonality now. Now we ain't got to kill each other. You know how many people ain't dead right now because all of us in here? You know how many people that are dead across the world that's having HHF meeting right now? You can't kill somebody and be in this meeting here. You can't be in China and Mexico at the same time. So that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Bringing us together under unity, because now I'm speaking your language. I'm talking about money. Oh, you telling me this how I can keep my money? I don't have to give a record label 85%? No. I don't have to let a lawyer beat me? You mean I could actually sign up to ASCAP and BMI and have it control my money's performance rights organization? Yeah. But if you don't know, you don't know. So that's what it's all about, bro. It's all about us coming together and sharing knowledge. And just remember this, if y'all don't remember anything, let us all be brothers and sisters first. And I say that in sincerity, because if we brothers and sisters, then you ain't gonna say what Hip Hop Fraternity can do for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get out of it. Where I'm gonna get out of it, how I'm gonna come up. And then you ain't gonna ask the question, but if y'all come and hear, y'all see each other, and y'all say, man, that's my brother, man. That's my brother Chikken, man. That's my brother Rico. Man, I fuck with him. I don't want to say, well, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I got the baby in here. But I'm trying to be respectful towards the baby. But, you know what I'm saying? I mess with them because we HHF. Chikken just love HHF. In Atlanta. He probably got nothing but love down there. Because, because that's what it's all about. He was down there too. Yeah, so that's what he created, bro. It's the brotherhood. The only people that don't understand hip hop fraternity is the ones that say, what can it do for me? What I'm gonna get out of it? Look here, man. Man, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? I've been on millions of records, you know what I'm saying? I had millions of dollars on everything. I never say what I can get out of hip hop fraternity. I don't never look at myself as bigger than one of y'all. That brother told me to come down here, I said, I'm coming. You know, I don't ever charge. And guess what, man? I spend probably literally about $6,000 a month traveling all over the country, doing podcasts, going to meetings. That's coming out of my pocket because of the love I have for my brothers and sisters. And that needs to be the premises for this whole organization. Let's have love for one another. Let's not think about, oh man, dude's a producer. But if you love your brother, if you respect your brother, then guess what? Because of that, that's gonna be the reason why y'all work together. Man, I love Chikken, man. Chikken, we want the HHF brother. Come here, man, y'all work together. I love Rico, man. That's one of the HHF brothers. Y'all do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all producer thing. And then Rico knows somebody that's in the system because he's one of the national leaders. He gonna say, hey man, I got this brother down here in Minnesota, man. He need to do this, and that. He told me, Chikken, he told me y'all was coming to Minnesota before y'all came.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, Rico said, man, make sure that they straight.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the power.
Yeah.
And the same thing when y'all go to New York.
I went to Milwaukee, you know, I tapped in with
DJ 16.
And then my boy D over there, you talked to him on the show, man.
Yeah, you talking about
Yeah, I want
JR?
to get all of y'all when you start. I support you. Limousine, grand job. I support y'all. Get y'all limousine, Airbnb or something. Y'all come in and style.
So man, I'm basically just talking about the hip hop fraternity, man. I hope I gave y'all a synopsis of what the organization all about, but it's way bigger than what I'm talking about. You know, we're a massive organization. We got a lot of members in the hip hop fraternity that's very powerful. We got lawyers, we got doctors, we got mayors. There's a lot of people connected to this organization. And that's one of the things about me being a street nigga and me being from the block, you know what I'm saying? Me, you know, from Chicago and Milwaukee, you know, and traveling all over the world. You know what I'm saying? I used to be here all the time, Minnesota, you know. A lot of my gang came from here when I was in the gang. You know what I'm saying? I've been all over the world, but I'll tell you something. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that it's best when we take people that's not rappers, that's lawyers, that's doctors, that's you know, accountants and stuff, and we connect them with each other. Because the civil rights movement, the problem with the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King now, they had a bunch of church people, but they didn't have street people. If they would have had the streets with them, that would have been a lot different. So you understand me? So we don't want to just be all street niggas. We don't want to be just all, you know, rappers and all R&B. We want to bring the squares in here with us too, because they can do things that we can't do. So we want to bring everybody into the fold. Like this sister here said she do financial literacy and she help people get funding. We got to have her because guess what? When you make $1 million, if you don't know what to do with it, guess what? It's going to disappear just like a magic trick. So Rico, I don't want to take too much long, but I was just trying to give the brothers, you know, a synopsis. Before I leave, this is what we, after every meeting or whenever y'all get up and speak, I'm gonna say HHF, and then y'all gonna respond, y'all gonna say HHF. So that's all it means, hip hop terms. So I'm gonna say HHF, 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 HHF. There you go.
Yeah. We got a couple more people that came through the building. AC in the building. Hey man, y'all give a round of applause for Ken one more time. Give a round of applause for Ken one more time. Hey, Chikken. So that AC introduce yourself. Hey, excuse me, y'all. Quiet on the set. That's something we used to say in Atlanta when we should quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. We got our brother AC and Chemist in here. If you don't know who he is, you need to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He's part of the Bone Thug family. He's currently on tour with Bone. You dig what I'm saying? Come on up here, AC.
What's up with everybody, man? Let me hear y'all make some more noise, y'all. Hey, man, it feels good to see a lot of familiar faces up in here. But one thing I gotta say is, man, take everything that this brother just put on the line, man, and take that as some real advice and some real knowledge. When we talk about music, you know, I'm a genius in that area, but when we talking about life coaching, we gotta come together as a community and just do better. So, you know, it start right here, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate being invited, Rico the Plug, Chicken, Emmett, everybody that's up in here today, man. It started here, man. I don't know who we got up here tonight, DJ Imperial.
Man, two-turn live media.
You know
it.
Yeah, man, through and through though, man, this is a great opportunity, man, to meet a real person. But even saying all of them accolades and who we just did music with, I'm over here like, man, he ain't say no, John. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know about that song, but you know what I'm saying? It's on, man. I just appreciate y'all, man. I'm a Minnesota native. I travel the country, but it ain't no place like home. Through and through, you know what I'm saying? Money soda.
Yeah, we definitely got a spot for AC in the organization, man.
Yes.
Hey, Johnny, man.
Hey, man.
OG, come introduce yourself.
Hey, man, I'm international scout. Yeah. I'm around about the way, you know, I represent this Minnesota you did. I've been there for a while. It's been really great to me. And the same thing what Ken was just saying, it has to be united. But it's so dangerous out here, you don't know who to trust now. You know, it's really dangerous, but you have to be united for anything to make something work. You need a team, UD. Yes, you have to have a team.
Cathedral. Yeah, with that being said, man, I got my brother JC in here, man. Me and this guy, man, we was the first people throwing shows at the Red Sea, man. I got the Red Sea. I used to get weed from him, man. I was buying weed from him. Like, man, I'm about to throw a show at Red Sea. Like, I'm trying to do that too. Get in with me. And that's how that Red Sea got birthed. But introduce yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing? City World, yeah. Worldwide shit, thank shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Rico the Plug, has been knowing him a long time. And he's been kicking this off, man. It's hip-hop fraternity, I'm trying to get involved in it. And it's a good thing, man. Pimpin Ken involved, he's the president of this thing, and chairman of the board. The chairman, man, you know. And we're gonna move like how he say move, all right? Peace. That part.
All right, with that being said, man,